Hi there everybody, welcome to Books on TCG. My name is Tim and today we are going to be going through every release date that I can find for any core booster sets or supplementary booster sets for every major TCG that I could remember. Yeah, let's put some provisos on some of this. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to go through every TCG that exists in the world. I have picked a handful of TCGs in front of me. I've got a whole list of stuff for various TCGs, whether it is the sort of big four in Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering and Lorcana, or some of the other TCGs that are out there as well. I've found a list of a bunch of them. I've found release dates for them all. So yeah, quite a bit of research has gone into this, which leads me on to my next point, is that I collect Pokemon and I play Yu-Gi-Oh! This is the first time that I've done this sort of video, so bear with me a little bit. If there's some mistakes in here, I do apologise profusely. I've done my best. I believe that everything is correct as of me recording this video. So fingers crossed everything is right. And like I say, if I haven't missed one of your TCGs that you do play, then please do let me know down in the comment section down below. Just let me know and I'll include it next time. I will put it in there. Just let me know the name of it and I'll look into it in the future. Same with if I miss a particular set, just nicely comment it down below, let other people know, so that this is like a hub for release dates for TCGs. That would be really nice. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in terms of the main four. So like I say, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Lorcana and Magic the Gathering, I consider those to be sort of the big four TCGs at the moment. They're the most popular ones, the most sold TCGs that are out there at the moment. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail into those TCGs and then cover the rest of them in a little bit less time at the end of the video. So yeah, make sure you stick around. If you're interested in the release schedules of all of these TCGs, then please do yeah, support the video, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be released every quarter, so I'm going to be doing the first quarter of 2025 in this video, and then when we get towards the end of March, we get to the end of the first quarter, I'll do the second quarter, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get into our first TCG, which is going to be Pokemon. My favourite personally, my personal favourite to collect anyway. And Pokemon has got a couple of big hitters coming out in Q1 of 2025. If you've been living under a rock, then you've missed it. I don't know how you've missed it, but Prismatic Evolutions is the first release that Pokemon is going to have in 2025, and it comes out, the first wave of support comes out on January 17th. Now, Prismatic Evolutions is going to be a big set. This has got the potential of being on the level of like Pokemon 151. Maybe not quite there, but it's well up there, because this is a set that revolves around Eevee and Eevee's evolutions. So yeah, each of the Eevee family is getting its own special illustration rare card in this set, which means, well, you remember a little set called Evolving Skies? Well, we may have that sort of similar issues here, because there is a Moonbryon 2 essentially in this set, and that is potentially going to sell for gangbusters. So you want to make sure that you're picking up Prismatic Evolutions as soon as you possibly can. And then you've got also like an Espeon Special Illustration Rare, a Sylveon Special Illustration Rare, and all of the others as well. It's all going to add to the mystique of this set. Plus, I believe that there are other special illustration rares, not just the Eevees as well. It's quite a special illustration rare heavy set by the looks of it. So yeah, we're getting this in multiple waves, the same as we do with a lot of the sort of sub-series. So we're getting this on January 17th for the first wave of support, with a quick follow-up wave coming out on February 7th, and a third wave coming out in April. So yeah, we've got a bunch of support. Fingers crossed they learn from the mistakes of Pokemon 151 and how difficult it was to get any of that product to our shelves. Hopefully they learned their lesson, and they're going to be releasing a lot of these packs. And yeah, hopefully you can get your hands on that, but pre-order this early, otherwise you are going to miss out. And that's just a subset. we've got a core booster set as well coming out in Q1 of 2025 with a recently announced name of the set being Journey Together, and that is going to be released on March 28th. This was advertised last year as being like the return of the owner's Pokemon. So they advertised an En's Reshiram and a Lily's Clefairy and a Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX cards. And this is the set that's going to include them and bring those back into the game. Owner's Pokemon cards tend to do really well. We like I don't know, we like the personalization of those cards and how personally they feel to and how they link into the games as well. So yeah, Journey Together has potential to be a pretty big set, and already like the En's Reshiram card looks beautiful. If we can get like a big hitter in this set, it's another one that has potential to sell really well. So yeah, March the 28th, we're going to get Journey Together. All right, let's move on now to Lorcana. And Lorcana was a series that I was going to be like, I was going to get to this video and I was like, well, there's been nothing announced, guys. I've not seen anything. But thankfully, we have had an announcement for Lorcana at long last. So we have had the announcement of set 7 being Arcasia's Island, and that's going to be released in March of 2025. Now, unfortunately, I can't give you an exact date on that because as of recording this, they have literally just said March 2025. What they have announced for this is that Bolt is going to be introduced into the game, and the tagline for this game is "Learn New Tricks." That's the tagline for this set. Whether that means that they're going to be bringing a new mechanic to Lorcana at all, or whether it is just the fact, well, Bolt's a dog, and dogs learn new tricks, or you can't teach an old dog new tricks and all of that, I don't know. But that's the tagline of the set. That's all that they have really released, because this is pretty new. It only came out like last week before maybe, as to what's coming out. And Arcasia's Island, there's no sort of lore behind Arcasia in terms of looking back into Disney's film catalogue or anything like that. If Arcasia it appears to be a character that they have created for Lorcana. So this is going to be additional lore that is being brought to the game. And yeah, it's already looking to be a very pretty set. The Bolt art that they showed looks really nice. So yeah, March 2025, you're looking out for Arcasia's Island coming out. Okay, next up, we've got Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering has got 2 sets coming out in Q1 of 2025. The first set is one of their remastered sets. They've been doing this in the past few years, bringing out a series of sets, amalgamating them together that were all revolved around the same plane, and they've been bringing them out as like one consolidated set with like changed rarities and things like that. They're doing that again this year with Innistrad. So they're going to be bringing out Innistrad. There's like 9 or 10 different sets that they're combining together into one set for Innistrad. Innistrad plane was more sort of horror themed, so you're going to be expecting a lot of creatures that are vampires and spirits within there. And it does have a serialized card in there, much like they did with the Middle-earth one, the Lord of the Rings based set, where they had like the One Ring and it was like serialized or whatever, certain serialized cards. They're doing that with this set as well, with Edgar Markov being the headliner. The card art for that serialized card looks beautiful. You can see it online. It does look really nice. And also they're including a lot of the old card treatments from the Innistrad sets like Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow, just so that you can get that sort of feel from those sets as well. Yeah, Innistrad Remastered comes out on the 24th of January. Now, not all that long after Innistrad Remastered, we have got the next core booster series of Magic the Gathering, which is Ether Drift. So Ether Drift is going to be coming out on February 14th. And it contains cards that revolve around I'm going to have to read these things, I'm sorry. The Girapur Grand Prix. It's all revolving around a death race style across multi-planes. So the planes that they're going to be covering are Amonkhet, Avishkar and Muruganda. Again, I've had to read that. I do apologise. As I get more into this, I will actually. This sounds very interesting to me. You're going to be looking at archetypes that are involved in this death race in particular. So you're going to be looking at archetypes like goblins, insects, and zombies as the races that are going to be included. But apparently, it's more. They're not like just teamed up together. It is more like a mood that are kind of teamed together in this particular set. There is also a serialized card of the Ether Spark, which is the reward for winning the Grand Prix. This is going to be the serialized card within the set. So yeah, look out for that on February 14th. Okay, lastly, we've got Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been releasing sets out of just nowhere for the past few months now. There's been no let up for fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it is continuing into 2025, unfortunately. So very early on into 2025, 23rd of January, we are going to be getting the next core booster series in Supreme Darkness. Now, Supreme Darkness has got support for a bunch of archetypes which haven't been seen in the game for a little while. So we've got support for Evil Hero, we've got support for Arcana Force, we've got support for Crystron. We've also got some support for some of the more modern stuff, so like Azamina is going to be in this as well. But also, we've got the third Mulcharmy card coming in this particular set. Mulcharmy Nialis, I'm going to say Nialis, is going to be released into this set. And it completes the trio of Mulcharmy cards that kind of replace Maxi over the past 6 months. All of the Mulcharmy cards have sold really well once they've been packed. I should know. I packed a Fawalas back from Rage of the Abyss and sold it for quite a bit of money. And yeah, they just go really well. So it is well worth picking up this booster set just in case you can grab hold of that Mulcharmy Nialis. So that is going to be coming out on January 24th. They also, sorry, January 23rd. They also have, I'm not going to go into too many products when it comes to these sets because I'm going into enough detail with sets anyway. But we've got Blue Eyes White Dragon support coming. It's coming in the structure deck. We're finally getting another structure deck after 12-month dry spell of no structure decks in the TCG. We are finally getting the Blue Eyes structure deck coming to the TCG on February 6th. And that has got all of the support that the OCGs had for a little while for Blue Eyes in there. Plus, it also contains a bunch of staples. So I believe that there's Imperm, Ash, Effect Veiler, and something else I want to say as well in there is like the big staples that are included in this structure deck. So well worth picking that up. Lastly, for the next set that we've got Maze of the Master. Now the Maze of series, we tend to get a Maze of series once a year, and they contain some stuff that are useful. They help support other archetypes. This year, Mage of the Master is going to be supporting Performage. It's got Tachyon in there. There's Exige Dragon. There's Trickstar. So there's a bunch of existing archetypes that are getting support in Mage of the Master. That is going to be kind of a really cool set to grab. That is coming out on the 13th of March, and then it still goes into April as well. I'm not covering the April stuff, but we've got Quarter Century Stampede and Alliance Insight that are predicted for sort of April and May time. So yeah, absolutely crazy how much we're getting for Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment. But yeah, those are the main things that are coming out in Q1 of 2025. All right, let's move on to some of the other TCGs now. And the first TCG that I'm going to be covering now is Elestrals. So I want to cover Elestrals because there's a couple of important things coming out here. First of all, we've got Moonrise. Moonrise is the next set that is coming out for Elestrals. It has been announced for the 21st of January. There's a lot coming out in January, especially around that 20th mark. If you collected a bunch of TCGs, then your poor wallet. 21st of January, you're looking at Moonrise coming out for Elestrals, but also importantly, Elestrals Clash hit its Kickstarter goal, and it has got a Steam predicted release date of Q1 of 2025. So yeah, Elestrals Clash is the online client that is going to be available for Elestrals. I'm really looking forward to that because I can't seem to get hold of Elestrals in the UK. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to try and play that at some point in the future. And the cool thing about that is they've announced that the microtransactions are only for aesthetic stuff. You can play any card in the game without having to buy it, which is really, really good. So you're not having to spend your money on this card game when you're already spending it on the actual card version. Okay, let's go on to One Piece next. One Piece has got its OP10 coming out, Royal Blood. That's coming out on the 21st of March. Now, One Piece has been sort of climbing the ladders recently as to being a very popular TCG. So 21st of March is when Royal Blood is going to be hitting the shelves. Digimon has getting a couple of different sets coming out in Q1 of 2025. We're getting Chain of Liberation, which is in January 10th. And then we're getting a special booster, Volume 2.5, that is coming out on the 28th of February. We've got Final Fantasy TCG. Well, I would love to collect. Final Fantasy is my favourite game series of all time. And if I didn't collect Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, I'd be collecting Final Fantasy TCG. It's difficult to get hold of, but yeah, we've got a couple of sets coming out for the Final Fantasy TCG as well. We've got the Legacy Collection set. So it's the first ever reprint set that has been released in the Final Fantasy TCG. That is being released February 28th. And then we've got Opus 25, Tears of the Planet. Now, Tears of the Planet is obviously Final Fantasy VII related. I've seen a bit of the card art when it comes to like the Cloud and the Aerith cards. It looks really nice. 28th of March you're looking at for that. 28th of March for Tears of the Planet. All right, we've got a few more to go through here. Next up, we've got Dragon Ball Super card game, and both of its sub-series is getting a new booster set in the Q1 of 2025. So Dragon Ball Super split off into having Fusion World and Masters. So Fusion World has got a set called New Adventure coming out on the 8th of February. And then Masters, the BT27, which doesn't currently have a name as of me recording this video, that is coming out on March the 7th. So it's not got a name currently. That will be coming out, I'm sure, soon. But March the 7th is when that is going to be released. Next up, Star Wars Unlimited. We've got Jump to Lightspeed coming out on the 14th of March. And then we've got Cardfight Vanguard coming. They've got a booster pack 06, Generation Dragenesis. I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce that word. Dragenesis, I'm going to say. That's coming out 28th of February. Now, all of these 28th of February ones, I think that might be placeholder release dates for some of them because it's a very specific date, 28th of February is. So I think they might be placeholder just for saying they'll be out by February, just so you're aware. It might be a little bit earlier, I'm not entirely sure. We've got Flesh and Blood. They've got The Hunted coming out on the 31st of January. And then the last one that I'm going to cover today is Keyforge. They've got their Discovery set, which is coming out also on January 31st. With that, thank you very much, everybody who has watched this. I hope that my TCG was that your TCG was included in there. I hope that you found out some information about them. Again, be nice in the comments. Let me know if I missed anything. I probably did. I know I did. And like after doing all of the research for this, like I was like, there's a My Hero Academia TCG. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I missed these things. Next time it'll be on my list. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please do subscribe to the channel down below. I post Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh content on a weekly basis, as well as some Master Duel content as well. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you next time.